Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Krisztián Sztojanov. I'm from the e-Nable Hungary. We call it here e-Nable Magyarország. And I like to introduce you what we are doing, how we are part of the e-Nable community, and how we can help to children in the needs. First of all, let me introduce you Joe Cross, who's our founder here in Hungary. He brought the idea to Hungary 3 years ago. I met him with on an exhibition in Budapest, where he placed these kind of robot hands on a table, and tried to collect more people to the group to helping children. So he's now working for the e-Nable Outreach, which are helping to form these groups over the world. And now mostly I in the charge of this group in Hungary. So little history about how the e-Nable came to life, and what was the basic steps to reach these form of groups now living. Two guys, Owen and Richard Van Ness, was living very, very far from each other. Ivan lives in the US and Richard lives in South Africa. Ivan was working on some kind of cosplays and film extras, so he was very talented in doing some kind of costumes for people. And Richard is a carpenter who lost his 2 fingers, and he cannot get any help to replace it. But Ivan usually put his makings on the internet, on the YouTube, so Richard could find him, and they started to work together. In spite of the big distance on the world, they came to a very good solution for Richard, who can now use his fingers. And when they publish it, and Lion mother saw it on the internet, she searched for them, and they agreed they can do a little hand for Lion, who born without fingers but working wrist. And Ivan and Richard started to think how we can do real prosthetics, a real hand for this little guy. In this research, they found out in 1845 a doctor at the Australian army was made a prosthetics for a commander who lost his arm in a battle. And it was made from bones and some kind of snake skin and any other parts. But the idea of these prosthetics was, if the wrist is bending, the fingers are closing. And they came to some kind of this device, which now operates just like the same. Maybe it's easier to see if not facing for me. And they made the first robot hand for Lion. When they put it on the internet, they got a very big attention. So many people was very interested in this. They put every blueprints, every designs onto internet. Everybody could download it, modify it. There was no any charging fee or something about that. And this made the e-Nable first order. We don't charge anything for the recipients, for the makers. we give it free for them, and also everybody could modify it. Everybody can add some achievements they have to these designs. How we work? e-Nable group works like this kind of process. Somehow the parents could make the contact with us, and then we meet them. We try to measure the arm. We try to find out how can we solve the problem. Also, we discuss with the kids the most important things: what kind of color we have to use and what kind of theme we have to do it. Usually the boys likes to have some kind of superhero hands, and the girls likes to have some kind of little animals, flowers on that. So we discuss this and decide who will make it. We pick one of our volunteers, if lives nearby, have time, wants to do it. And then if the printing is done, we can put it together. Maybe the maker can put it together, or he or she has no time, then we came together and doing it separately. And after that, the most exciting and best part of this process when we are giving it to the recipient. These kind of attachments demonstrates how we are modifying, how we are making special the devices. These kind of designs are for boys who wants to have superhero hands. Also on the right bottom you can see Iron Man hand which lights a LED. It was very popular. This demonstrates how we are putting together. You need some kind extra things which not 3D printable, like strings, screws, foam pads and Velcro, but nothing seriously. Every hand is very cheap, about 1,500 forint, and it's easier to say to the volunteers they can give it free for the kids. You can see some of the recipients in the past. On the upper left corner you see Peter Marotti, who's just giving Punkass arm. It was one of the first arms we made, and it's made in Pécs. And the other kids are very happy also about the hands they have. Also this year we could deliver more hands and more arms. So it was I was very happy to be a part of this kind of project. And now we have 2 adult recipients now. On the top there is a girl who lives in the countryside, so she sometimes uses it for gardening. And on the bottom, Imre just got this hand 2 weeks ago in an exhibition, and he really likes that. We are working together with the university. We always following the achievements they have, how they are leading to a very good using prosthetics, and also always they ask our opinions about these kind of projects they are doing, which is very good thing. I really appreciate it. Let's talk about the designs we are using. There are several designs available on the internet, but now we narrowed it down to these 3 designs we usually offer to the recipients, because these are the most advanced designs now. and also these are very easily printed and put it easy to put it together. So with every big scale of the 3D printers are capable of printing these kind of designs out. So we don't have to be worried about how the volunteer can handle the job they got. The most printed and now in this year became the main design we usually use is the Phoenix hand. We separate the designs in two sections: the wrist and knee operated elbow operated designs. All the hands are wrist operated, so when they bend the wrist, the fingers are closing. This Phoenix hand has a very big step forward from the predecessors. Just one string is needed for bending the fingers, and some kind of rubber band is needed for the reverse movement. We use heat because the upper part is printed flat. This is a new thing also. After we print it out, we heat it up in a bowl of water or with a hairdryer or something, and we can form it as the kid's wrist is needed. So it suits very well. Also, it's very easy to print out because there are no supports needed, no extra design is needed to print it out. The foam, the Velcro and the strings are very common. We usually buy it from the internet, and I try to send to the volunteers if they needed some, if they cannot buy it, or if it's faster to finish the hand. So that's it. This is the arm design we are usually use, the unlimited arm. It's very famous, very advanced. It's became about quarter of the weight of the before designs we had. Also, the print time is more shorter, and it's also printed out with flat parts and formed under the heat. So it suits very well for the recipient. The Python hand is getting very famous because it's a utility hand. This kind of design is not for fingers, not for moving some kind of fingers or a grab movement. It's for some kind of utilities can be attached to these designs. You can see there are pencil holder. On the left hand side you can see the card holder, which is very famous, very popular. Every kid wants to play card with their parents, with their brothers and sisters. So the only game is the playing card when you need your both hands. So it's helping them out to hold cards. Also, there is other attachments which can be designed. It's no limitations. The basic rails are very easily designed and can be integrated in any idea if it's needed. The Flexi hand is mostly designed for adults and older kids because it looks like an original, or what can I say, natural hand. But as we can see nowadays, the kids are really like that robot hands. It's more popular than this kind of device, but it's a very advanced device. It has multiply components printed out. There are flexible components, there are non-flexible components, and all the moving parts, the parts which are making the moves are hidden. So it's a very advanced design. Before I tell you where you can find us and how you can join our group, the most important thing in this project is the smile what we are see on the faces when we are delivering a hand or an arm. These kids goes to the elementary school or to the kindergarten with their hands raises. They showing everybody they have a robot hand. Now you can see I'm very advanced. I'm a superhero or something. The parents must hold their new robot hand when they are carrying them into the elementary school, into the group. Also, every kid wants to play with them when they have these kind of robot hands. So the most important things in these prosthetics, which are not prosthetics because it hasn't got any medical certificates or something, is the feeling what they have after they received it. So we're very happy to do that. I'm very happy when I see these kind of smiles. And also, if there is something happens, if they want to have it another color, or they just want to have in a different superhero theme, then we are very happy to redesign it and print it out and deliver it. There are some companies who are helping us now. We don't accept any money, and I try to keep these things because I think the e-Nable thinking is about to offer your help, your time, your money, your capabilities to help out children. If there are some other people who wants to help, we can provide them opportunities. Maybe they can allow us to make some kind of presentation somewhere, or they are buying us, I don't know, some kind of billboard or something, commercial. That's all. But there are two companies now I have to mention. Is the Craft Unique, who is a Hungarian 3D printing company. They are offering us big help. They providing us printer. They are servicing our printers for free. Also, there is a filament making company, the Hertz, Hungary, who are offering us a half price of their filaments if we are using it for this kind of devices to printing out. So these are big helps, but I always tell to the volunteers we don't accept any money. If somebody wants to help, just ask them to buy some kind of foam or Velcro or screws or strings or something we can use. We can short it out in the volunteers, between the volunteers, no time. So, not just 3D printers, designers or makers can join us. There are other opportunities. If you want to organize, then you can help. Making contact with the parents, doing some kind of research for us, or go to medical centers and talk with doctors or anybody. It could be a big help. So not just makers can join us. In these pages and addresses you can find us. We mostly on the Facebook. We talk to the volunteers and recipients through that. So with Shamu, I like to thank you your attention, and I like to wish you a very happy day now.